All right, so let me bring us home before introducing Bernd and Steve to go deeper. The notion here that we're talking about is that amidst this world of these megatrends, we are seeing increased complexity, a huge explosion of data amidst massively increased complexity. It is resulting in fragmented, fractured tools, a difficulty in completing analytics, and a human element where you are losing the manual battle of trying to keep up. Last year at Perform, I put up a slide that said, observability as a result of this complexity and application security are becoming mandatory. But we posit for you this year that they're no longer becoming mandatory, they are mandatory. We believe that an automated set of observability and application security capabilities have become mandatory. Now, our collective opportunity is to take this notion of business transformation and enable these core elements of opportunity, including driving innovation, optimizing cost, and mitigating risk. The Dynatrace Advantage is delivering answers, not just data, not just dashboards, but answers. True answers in real time that enable action. Action from each of you, each of your teams, to be making informed decisions as how to proceed forth. Those answers, coming from a sophisticated AI solution, enable resolution. I mentioned that digital bank in Asia Pac. The CIO, after we had that initial conversation, said that through Dynatrace, his goal was to reduce MTTR, mean time to repair, from hours to minutes. That's resolution. That only happens if you can trust the answers. And if you can trust the answers, you can drive amazing performance around resolution. But the utopia, that utopian goal that we all seek, is not to resolve quickly. It is to eliminate the incidents in the first place. How do we drive a world, indeed, in which software works perfectly? And if we can deliver that world, we do so through incident elimination and prevention. And this is what we get out of elements like predictive AI and predictive analytics. So our approach at Dynatrace, we see as radically different. We view it in these three categories. We start with contextual analytics. This is based on our massively parallel processing data lakehouse, Grail. It is completely indexless, and it enables us to do massive amounts of data at enormous scale with incredible performance as a result of its architecture. That enables us to process a whole set of different data types associated with observability: logs, traces, metrics, business events, real user data, all in a contextual database or data store that we effectively can use to deliver these answers. It isn't about correlation, it is about causation. We add to that hypermodal AI. It isn't just about generative AI. It can't be. Generative AI as a natural language interface is an important element, but it can't be the only element. It can't, because generative AI is only as good as the underlying data set that it accesses. Now, in the case of Grail, through causal AI, predictive AI, we have deterministic data. We know that data is accurate. And by understanding and being able to rely on that data for answers, generative AI can be so much more powerful. And so we have this interconnected weave of these multiple hypermodal AI techniques that enable us to deliver an integrated solution. And finally, it's about automation. To get to that utopian outcome, that prevention, not just resolution, but prevention, trusting those answers, you have to be able to automate. You want to self-remediate effectively based on those predictive analytics. And so automation is everything to get you to a world in which software works perfectly. Otherwise, you can't get there because you can't do it manually. So we're going to explore these elements in much more detail in the time to come. I'll see you a little bit later. In the meantime, we're going to start from here, and we're going to accelerate through the Dynatrace journey with you through the course of the next bit of time. With that, I'd love to welcome to the stage our founder and CTO, Bernd Greifeneder, and our head of product, Steve Tack. Bernd, Steve, the stage is yours.
Hello, good morning, everyone. So it is really great to have a CEO who is so technical, but it has also a flip side. He would want to take my talk track, actually. But thanks, Steve. Thanks, Rick, for letting me most of it. OK, now I have an important question, actually, to all of you. Are you ready for a couple of cool announcements today? I'm pumped, and I can't wait for them. But before we go there, actually, it is key that Steve and me, we level set you all on where we are with the new Dynatrace, and also that you get a sense of all the business value associated to it. So let's go from here, and also actually have you understand what those solutions are, and let's go deeper. And Steve is going to start here. Steve, take it on.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Bernd, and welcome, everyone. Really excited to take you through a couple of things today. But as Bernd said, we really want to start with what does it mean for observability from Dynatrace? What does it mean from security, business analytics? Because as many of you depend on us for different initiatives, your journey might have started with us in different spots. So it might have been with observability. And when we look at observability, it has to be complete. It's the view from the application. It's the view from infrastructure, extending into logs. And then it starts with security. And what makes us different and unique here is that we're approaching security with that runtime view of observability. We know what's happening in the production environment, so we can help protect you from those vulnerabilities. But then, also using, as Bernd and Rick have talked about with Grail, the ability to take that data and then move into those cloud SIEM use cases, threat detection, incident response. Now, we shift and we evolve and we go further into business analytics, digital experiences, so that we can look at the business process, we can communicate, we tie back to that value. We'll hit on that point time and time again. And then as Rick talked about, it's action. How do we take automation, workflows to deliver the results? How do we extend Dynatrace in a platform that will fit your business? And that's really what makes Dynatrace unique, is bringing together observability, security, business analytics, and automation into a platform like no other. And maybe, Bernd, you can take us through some of those attributes.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks, Steve, for that overview. So because all those solutions run on one platform, it's that the thousands of users that use Dynatrace in larger companies actually have a single source of truth across all departments, all teams, and this empowers a new, much better way of collaboration. They also use 50 ready-made apps or can use custom applications to extend Dynatrace. But what really gets me excited is that you can ask Dynatrace any question, anytime, and you get an answer instantaneously. Because this is the power of the massive parallel processing data lakehouse, and as Rick already mentioned, is index-free, is schema-less, because we leverage special data warping technology in there that no one else has. And this gives you answers instantaneously, but not just answers on data. It's answers on data that is in context of observability, security, and business, that brings all analytics for you to a next level, to a true real-time analytics that makes you a much better data-driven business and organization. And all this power is complemented by AI. But it's not just the AI that you now discuss every day in and out. It is actually that we have 3 AIs in Dynatrace. It is the unique combination of predictive AI, of causal AI that causes, not just correlates, but also then generative AI, and all 3 sum up a hypermodal AI, because also we use over 12 modalities of data sources to process in our AI. But this AI is also precise, and that is important for then automation. And with all this precision and power, what you also get is actually a way more effective approach of AI. In fact, we measured, you get an efficiency gain with hypermodal AI of a factor of 22. 22 is massive. So how more productive this makes you. And then when we head into automation, because we have built all Dynatrace to help you automate, because at the end of the day, you need to survive, and automation is the only way to do it. So to help you with this, we have created over 100 use cases ready-made for you to get going with automating your use cases, and also over 700 integrations to get you going quickly to not just resolve, but also prevent problems, issues, threats. And all this comes to work in the largest enterprises. So think of a scalability of 1 million pods. Think of a complex environment of hundreds of millions of entities that we model in real time to what we call the smartscape. And then the processing and all of this is based on petabytes of data that is there just for you instantaneously. So this was sort of the technical side of the view. Steve, what else do customers need to know about Dynatrace?
Yeah, you depend on us to deliver on our promise. And so as Bernd talks about scale, that doesn't happen without us making sure that we're enabling you to adopt at scale in an easy and frictionless way. So it's everything from meeting you where you do your business. What are your important global regions? Who are the hyperscalers that you're working with? As well as our unwavering support for managed deployments. It goes to security and privacy. Talked a little bit about trust in AI, but also how do we make sure that we're meeting your regulatory needs, your geographic needs, whether that's HIPAA, ISO 27001, it can go on. And then unlocking the capabilities. As your business changes, as your technology requirements change, how do you adopt new capabilities that Dynatrace is delivering? By introducing the Dynatrace platform subscription, it gives you easy access without going through different changes to take it and adopt those different capabilities. And then finally, getting back to this concept of unified. Bernd talked about collaboration. It's about when you're bringing your security teams into your DevOps practice. It's about when you're adopting SRE or moving to platform engineering. It's how we can work across those different areas at scale.
So here you have it. Thanks, Steve. That's the Dynatrace platform. And as Rick already outlined, it's truly the unification of observability, security, and business, so that you get value. And this is exactly what we want to talk now more about, because we want to check out what are the key values that you get, not just within your technical departments, but what are the value propositions all the way to your business leadership from Dynatrace. And it's all about the risks and pains that you have, that your leaders have, and the opportunity together with Dynatrace, how we can help you. And it is exactly what Rick alluded to. It's the drive innovation, optimize cost, and mitigate risk. And it is that Steve will actually start here with driving innovation first.